southeast trip continues. I know I may sound a little bit quieter than usual, but it is like 6:30 in the morning. Now, why am I out so early, you may ask? Well, because today is day 1 of 5 that I will be having at Universal Orlando Resort. And there is early entry this morning at some of the rides over at Islands of Adventure starting at 8 o'clock. And since it's about 6:30 right now, I'm trying to get over to that area as early as possible because I cannot wait to get my first rides in on Velocicoaster today. So I am so excited to see if that lives up to the critical acclaim that it's been getting as of late. And my friend John, aka Coaster Fusion, he's actually coming from Texas, and that's actually a back dead end, so gotta go this way, it looks like. But he actually came in from Texas to meet up with me and hang out because he comes to Universal quite a bit, and I believe Velocicoaster is his #1 coaster. Which, if that's true, I want to experience it with him firsthand so I can see if it's truly my #1 as well, which I don't know about that because if you saw my Carowinds vlog, you know that Fury 325 didn't quite live up to the voyage for me. And so Velocicoaster is the second chance that Voyage has being dethroned. So I'm working my way over to the main gate of Islands of Adventure now to wait for early entry to begin. My resort is apparently really close to Islands of Adventure, and you can kind of see that because you got Incredible Hulk right over there. And I am low-key more excited to ride that than Velocicoaster because the on-ride soundtrack, I've been listening to it, hype me up, and it sounds incredible. So cannot wait to ride Hulk and see if it's more intense than Kumba, because pretty much everyone else says Kumba's way more intense than Incredible Hulk, and I thought Kumba was sportsless, so I wonder if Hulk will be any more intense. And I did hear part of the on-ride soundtrack from one of the walkways yesterday. It was all the way down by the water. You can't see over there, it was like way back there so much, but when Hulk's roar, whatever Hulk launched out of the tunnel, it was so cool how loud it sounded. And you can kind of see it over there, but there it is, Velocicoaster. So let's keep moving because we don't have too much time to waste. It is so easy to get lost here at this resort because I was going that way when Islands of Adventure's over there. So when I went over there to listen to Hulk yesterday, I saw another walkway that led towards Islands of Adventure, so I've got to head back this direction because that way was taking me the wrong direction. So we got to keep moving. Here's the pathway I needed before. This should take me straight to Islands of Adventure, hopefully. So let's go. Didn't see the sign before, so we're definitely heading the right direction now. Let's keep moving because some tells me we're getting fairly close to Islands of Adventure. Yeah, I know what you're probably thinking. Dude, you need to rope drop Hagrid's first. I am purposely saving that for day 2, which will be tomorrow. So I think today during early entry, John and I are gonna rope drop Velocicoaster. And then tomorrow, I'm waking up even earlier than I did today. I woke up at like 6 a.m. today. I'm thinking about waking up at like 5:30, no later than that tomorrow, so I can try and be first in line or just get close to the front of the line as I can for Hagrid's, so I can get the best chance of getting front row bike seat, because I have both park unlimited express passes and both Hagrid's and Velocicoaster are not included, and Hagrid seems to draw the longest lines out of all the parks, and there goes a lizard right there. So anyway, Hagrid tends to get the longest lines, and because I don't have to worry about waiting an hour and a half each time. Oh, there's Rip Ride Rockit. I didn't see it over there, but Rip Ride Rocket's right over there. So to make sure I get on Hagrid's fairly soon without having to wait, I'm gonna rope drop that during early entry. That way I'll hopefully get front row bike seat, because I honestly only intend to ride that thing once because of it. And they also have a freaking drop track, which if you saw my Busch Gardens Williamsburg vlog, then you know I did not like the drop track on Verbolten at all. So I'm nervous of how this drop track will ride, but that's for tomorrow. For now, let's go wait at the main entrance for Islands of Adventure for John, because that's where he and I said we were gonna meet up at. So we're gonna meet up over there. Made it inside, and I'm already loving this view. It looks great. I mean, Hulk towering over the trees and everything. So, oh, there's a staging area over there, it looks like. So I'll have to see if John's gonna be coming over here anytime soon or not, because here's the Islands of Adventure tower right here. I bet all these other people that are showing up right now are going for Hagrid. I'm probably one of the only ones that's going to go for Velocicoaster first. But that's okay. I'll be doing Hagrid first thing tomorrow, so not a big deal. I would be riding Velocicoaster right now, but what was supposedly my hotel room key, apparently someone said that it was also the ticket to get into the park. That didn't work. So my brother had to go run all the way back to get the tickets. He's somewhere out there right now, but anyway, he's on the way back right now, and unfortunately, well, I did meet up with John. I'll see if he wants me to feature in the vlog, which he probably will be in a bit, but anyways, he checked the Universal app, and Hagrid's is delayed, and it showed Velocicoaster already with over an hour wait. So, yeah, not the best way to start off this trip for Universal. I mean, hopefully it goes uphill from here. We made it inside of Islands of Adventure, and here's John. You want to say what's up?
What's up?
And you might have seen with my Busch Gardens Tampa vlog, and Velocicoaster still your number one, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I think we were gonna check Velocicoaster because apparently he said it bumped up to an 85-minute wait.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
Okay.
For a ride like Velocicoaster,
So,
worth it.
I think we were gonna check Velocicoaster's line. If it's not that long, do it. Otherwise, we skip it and go to Hulk and then come back later. What do you say?
That sounds good.
All right, we gotta figure out where the heck we gotta go to get there because I don't know where I'm going. So we keep going this way.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll show you. So there's actually a secret passageway to get to Velocicoaster. It's not really secret.
It's a hidden pathway.
If you walk down here, take a left. I'm pretty sure it's just like right down there next to the fire.
Okay, so you'll have to show it.
Yeah, see,
show it to us.
people are going right, right through.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's just the bridge to.
Sorry, good.
Yeah. Get my camera glasses out.
All right, sorry.
So weird thing.
Oh, here it is. Oh man, first time walking to the Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
So I'm going to capture our first ride on these glasses right here.
Yeah, same thing with the Hulk and a Rip Ride Rockit. And
yeah, so it's weird. These things, I forgot to charge them yesterday, so they didn't work, and I was trying to use them to film 2 new POVs of Rip Ride Rockit for the new codes they added back in March, but they didn't work.
Right, but I thought there were not trims on the top hat. What is this?
Huh? Oh, those aren't trims. If they are, okay, so I'm
looks like
pretty
they're
sure
trims up there.
Those are.
Oh, there it goes.
They do not slow you down. Trust me, they do not slow you down.
Oh my gosh, that is the line I think for Velocicoaster over there.
Yeah, it is. It moves pretty fast, so you shouldn't worry.
You sure? And oh gosh, those are distortional. That's going over there now, but that's nice. Oh my gosh, here it is, Jurassic World Velocicoaster. This is sick. This is sick. Oh, there goes another trim with the top hat, so that's pretty nice.
You know something interesting?
Yeah, what is it?
On this day, last year, I rode this for the first time.
Yeah, this is actually a year ago from today.
1 year later.
It's my first time.
And he's riding it for the first time today.
So I'm excited. So yeah, totally unintentional. So, and the thing is, you actually rode Cheetah Hunt the day before this.
Yeah, I did.
And this thing I would assume is way more intense than Cheetah Hunt. Am I right?
Yeah, I actually found an old meme on my phone. It said me riding Cheetah Hunt, knowing dang well it's going to be like beaten out by Velocicoaster or something. I can't really remember like the details of it, but yeah.
All right.
So here it is. It's 65 minutes now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's 65 minutes. So it's going down a bit.
Okay, I say we give it a shot.
Luckily, the line does move fast, so you shouldn't have to worry
okay,
about
then
like,
let's do it.
standing
Velocicoaster.
in like a super long line.
All right.
By the way, if you're wondering about the single rider line being closed, it's because apparently on every Universal ride, once the wait reaches like a maximum of 45 minutes, they close off the single rider line.
All right. So let's do it. Made it to the indoor queue. Line's definitely moving fairly quickly, so hopefully we'll be on within a fairly short period of time. I am digging this. I love the raptor statues, and I also love the train that they have diving into them. So that's a really nice touch. And I may not have had super high hopes for this ride originally. Now my expectations are getting higher because I am so excited right now. Jeez, buddy. Ease up, will ya? Crazy. I'm about to put my phone away in the locker, and then I'll report you guys as soon as I get off, so you'll get my first ever thoughts on Velocicoaster. Oh my, believe the hype. It is real. I was worried this was gonna be another Steel Vengeance. It was not. That thing lived up to the hype for sure. But it's definitely not my number one, and therefore it's not better than Voyage, or even Fury for that matter. But I've decided to put it in my top 5 at number 5. I have it just below I-305 for me for now. I thought the theming in the first half was great. The second launch, while I do think I slightly preferred it on Maverick to Velocicoaster, which I wasn't expecting, it was still really good. And I did sadly get stapled a little bit by the second half, so the airtime wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but I bet with more room, we could bump in high. And that Mosasaurus roll, wow. That just shattered my expectations. Like, that's easily a top 2 inversion for me, along with the Heartline roll on Max Force. I honestly am torn on which I prefer between the two. Like, they were both incredible inversions. So, John, what do you think?
It's better than Maverick.
I agree with that. I do prefer it over Maverick.
See, I told you we'd love it. I told you.
I know, I believed it. The hype is real with this ride. It was worth the hassle to get on, but it was fun.
It's trash compared to this.
Absolutely, Steel Vengeance is nowhere near as good as Velocicoaster for me. So now I think we're gonna head on to, yeah, so now we're gonna head on to Incredible Hulk. Approaching Hulk right now, we got the Cobra roll over there. I am so excited to hear that on-ride soundtrack in person because I've heard it a lot, so give me hype, and I'm so excited to finally hear, oh, there it goes.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
The soundtrack is easily one of my favorite coaster or ride soundtracks.
I believe it. It sounds so good.
It's awesome.
Yep. So we gotta find the answer, and then we'll hop on this thing and see how incredible the Incredible Hulk coaster is. Yeah, I know, the bad pun, but still. Time to go hear this incredible soundtrack. I'll catch you guys once I'm off. That was it. Incredible Hulk. Unbelievable ride experience. Like, way more intense than Kumba. By far the best B&M sit down I've been. And the soundtrack. The freaking on-ride soundtrack. I am addicted to it already. Like, oh my gosh. That was every bit as good as I hoped it would be and more. And to be honest, I might rank this higher than Montu. I don't know. It was so good. I decided to ride Hulk for a second time because it was so good the first time I couldn't help myself. And that soundtrack was just on a world of its own. Like, it doesn't need the soundtrack. It doesn't. But the fact that it does have it already makes it so much better than it was before. So now we're gonna head over to studios and ride Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. John, you excited for that one?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I know he and I are gonna be messing around with the secret song list.
Yeah.
So, in case you're not familiar with how to get the secret song list, basically, when you go to select the category of song you want, above it there's a Rip Ride Rockit logo. And you want to hold that down for like 10 seconds and then let go of that, and then you'll get like a keypad. And then you have to type in a 3-digit code, and whatever code you input will determine what song you get. So be warned that not all of them have codes available. So I recommend looking up online what songs are available and what codes if you find one that's of interest to you. Because I know you'd never be doing like some of the ones like Wake Up Dead by Megadeth is one, From the Bells by Metallica, Painkiller by Judas Priest.
Okay, so back up. 7:15 is Wake Up Dead. 7:03 is From the Bell Tolls. 7:10 is Painkiller. And then there's a few other codes I like, such as 113, which is Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. 114, which is Just Because by Jane's Addiction. 116, which is Mexicola by Queens of the Stone Age. And then we got 7:11, which is Paranoid by Black Sabbath. We have 7:13, which is Wicker Man by Iron Maiden. I could go on and on.
Yeah, like you guys get the idea.
I pretty much know every single code.
Yeah, you've been here way more than I have. This is like my first time here,
like,
so.
Do you want me to tell them all?
No, I mean, I might post the links to the description about a website or something you can go check out. So
Yeah, so the problem is, but they haven't been updated since 2009.
yeah.
So I've basically tried to get a, I've been trying to find songs that would be like good on the ride if they ever decide to update.
Like for example, I know.
But however, if you don't know, back in March they actually did do something to the ride on the secret song list. They did add 2 new songs. If you press 182 and 183, you get All the Small Things and What's My Age Again by Blink-182. But that's pretty much about it for Rip Ride.
Yeah, because I know like some of the more iconic songs, like I know you and I were saying like Ace of Spades by Motorhead, that should be on there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Like that's a smash. It's same with like Enter Sandman or something like that.
Yeah, that would be
So yeah, we're gonna go over to studios and Rip Ride Rockit is right over there actually. So we're gonna go hit a ride on that now and enjoy some music.
You should just go right over.
Just rode Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit 2 times, once in the back row, once in row 4, since you don't really get to choose a seat, but I didn't care too much for this one. I didn't really mind where I sat because the on-ride audio was too fun to mess around with. I did 2 songs for the secret song list. I did From the Bell Tolls, which is code 703 for my first ride, and then Wake Up Dead for my second ride, which is code 715. And something kind of funny you'll see in John's POV he actually got one of both of the rides. When we were doing Wake Up Dead, I pretended I was asleep in the station, and then when the song started, I woke up like I woke up dead. It was so funny. So if you guys seen that POV, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So now I'm gonna head back over to Islands of Adventure because John wants to ride Rip Ride Rockit again, which I would ride it again right now, but I feel like doing something different, like going over to riding Hulk again because I'm addicted to that. So I'm gonna head back to Islands of Adventure. Went back to studios to get something from John, and sad. Revenge of the Mummy is closed. So this is the second closed coaster of the trip for me because Nighthawk Carowinds was also closed, so I missed out on that, which I've heard good things about this ride, so it would have been cool to experience it. But there could be bigger disappointments like Rip Ride Rockit could be closed, so I'd rather it be Mummy that's closed over Rip Ride Rockit. Just got a front row ride on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, listening to Painkiller, which is code 710 on the super song list. That was definitely the best ride I've had on it. Not because I was in the front, but the airtime I thought was so much better up there, and the positives were just as intense as the back of the train. So that was overall really, really good. Definitely worth riding for sure. It'd be cool to maybe try every single seat on the ride to get a good feel for it. So as of now, I've done rows 1, 4, and 6, so I needed 2, 3, and 5. So now I think I'm gonna do something different right now. I might get something to eat for lunch, and then I might go back over and ride Hulk again. Did Hulk for the 3rd time of the trip, and Velocicoaster may be the best ride in the resort, but in terms of favorites, I have to give it to the Hulk. It just is always so much fun. Like, I rode the outside seat on my last ride, and it didn't destroy me like I thought it would, which is nice, because when I rode Kumba and Alpengeist in the outside seat, they both really caused some headbanging. Hulk, it tracked very smoothly, and then there was no rattle. So overall, I am very impressed with how smooth it's running, and hopefully it stays like that the rest of the trip. Now I'm going to film this ride for quite a while, because this thing is such a photogenic ride. It was quite hot outside a little bit ago, so I just went and chilled in my hotel room for a little bit while waiting for it to cool off a little bit. And I wasn't in there for too long because I checked the universal wait times, and it's showing Velocicoaster at a 50-minute wait right now. And the wait time this morning was like 80-something minutes, and it turned out to be like 30, so it's probably over-exaggerated. So I'm gonna go over and try Velocicoaster again. Just waited a while to ride Velocicoaster again, and that was totally worth that long wait I did. And that time it actually felt like 50 minutes rather than the overestimated wait time. So that was really good fun. And I also T-posed going through the Mosasaurus roll, and that was wild. Like, that roll felt so disorienting. And I think after that, I do prefer it over Max Force's Heartland rolls. So Mosasaurus roll is now my favorite inversion. So that's pretty cool. And while on Velocicoaster, I saw that there was a really bad looking storm coming this way, and you guys can kind of see it out there. And it looks bad. I mean, especially over by Hull, it's really bad. So hopefully it doesn't start downpouring, honestly. I'm probably guessing well, because it's Florida and it always does that. So hopefully it doesn't, but we'll find out. Been about 45 minutes or so since the ride's closed down. And I saw Velocicoaster test, I saw Hulk, I think, with people on it. So, looks like the coaches are starting to open back up now. So, I'm gonna ride Hulk again while I'm right here, and then probably go over to either Velocicoaster, or I might go over to Studios and ride Rip Ride Rockit again, or maybe I'll just do Men in Black Alien Attack, because I haven't done that yet, and that's a shooting dark ride. So, I think I'm gonna ride Hulk first, and then we'll see from there. Just rode Hulk twice in a row, and my last one was with this. Like, what in the world? This is probably the scariest flippin' sky I've ran a coaster in. Also, in the front left outside seat, I got a pop of airtime going into the 0G roll. So I was practically out of my seat while upside down. It was crazy. So that was nuts. Then you come here straight coming out. There it goes. It is just such a fun ride, man. park is now closed for the day, so I am heading back to my hotel room. And after my last few Hulk rides, I just spent the rest of the night getting some good shots of it with the cool lighting, because you don't get good lighting like that every single day of the week. So that was pretty nice. So for final ride count, it was 5 on Incredible Hulk, 3 on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, and then 2 on Velocicoaster. This is only day 1 out of 5, so you'll be seeing content from 4 more days. And in just a second, you'll see a cut to, I don't know, about 5:30 or 5:45 in the morning, where I'm getting up to try and rope drop Hagrid's. And hopefully that goes as planned, unlike today, which totally didn't go as I thought it would. So be ready to see me up way before dawn, I guess you could say. Another day, another early rising time. I was up at 5:15 in the morning, and as you can see, it's still fairly dark out. So I'm currently going over to wait in line to get let into Islands of Adventure so I can try and get first rider of the day on Hagrid, because if I don't do that now, it'll get a really, really long line throughout the day, and there's another right way. I always go the wrong way for some reason, but anyway, if I don't go there first, I won't be first train of the day, and I want to try and get front row bike seat if I can. That's why I'm getting up so early, to increase my chances of getting it. So let's see if I can figure out where the heck I'm going, because I'm probably going the wrong direction if I had to take a guess. But I'll find out how close I'm getting as I keep going. Which, okay, this area does not look right already, but I don't know. I'll keep double checking. So once I find the right area, I'll update you guys on it. Yeah, I definitely went the wrong way, but come on guys, give me a break here. It's like not even 6 in the morning yet, so I'm really tired. As my body wakes up more, I'll be able to fully understand where the heck I'm going, because I'm still extremely tired, so I'm still moving with it though, regardless of that. Look at this first one here. That's why I woke up so I can try and be first in line, and I'm exactly that for today. A little over an hour has passed, and we are in Islands of Adventure, or getting closer to it, I should say. And got Hulk and Velocicoaster. I mean, that view is super cool. I really like that view of these rides. And eventually, once the gates to get in are open, I'm gonna need to book it straight to Hagrid. This is gonna be tough, but hopefully I can get front row bike for my first and probably only ride on it, because that thing will always have huge lines. So that would be nice to get it. And also, I was talking with some people out front who was here, and they said they rode Hagrid with a 45-minute wait, which I think is unbelievable. So let's go and wait for this thing to open, and then go straight for Hagrid. I am first in line for Hagrid. Gotta get closer. Might get front row bike seat. Let's move. There's the loading dock. First one in line. Looks like I scored front row bike seat successfully. I'll report back as soon as I'm off. Quick update. I have not yet ridden Hagrid. I'm still sitting here because I checked the Universal app, and it says the ride is delayed. So that's unfortunate, but I don't care. I am waiting here. I got up this early. I'm gonna wait here and get that front row bike seat, because I worked for it. I want to be able to get it. So I'm not doing anything else until I get on this ride. Time to go. Let's do this. Let's get front row bike and get the full experience here on Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. AKA the name that is way too long for what it should be. That was way better than I expected it to be. Like, the launches were really good, and since I was in the front, I got to go the highest up on the spike, which is awesome. And then the drop track wasn't that bad. Like, Rebolms is way worse than this. Like, wow, I'm surprised. So that was some good fun, man. I mean, I love just pretending I was like driving a motorcycle. Like, not that I was obviously a motorcycle driver or anything, but it was still fun, like driving the whole thing. But that being said, I think I would still take Velocicoaster. I would take over this Hulk and Rip Ride. I think I also would prefer this. But Hagrid's is still a very fun ride nonetheless. Definitely a great addition to this park. Now that I've done Hagrid, I'm gonna get a ride on Velocicoaster, since that thing is only showing a 35-minute wait right now. So that'd be nice to get on this fairly quickly, and then maybe go over to ride Hulk again, which you know I'm gonna get some more Hulk rides, because I'm like freaking addicted to that thing. So let's ride Velocicoaster now. Yep, that Mosasaurus is definitely my favorite inversion I've experienced now. It was so wild, especially since I let my body go limp when I went through it. And as a result of that, I felt like I was gonna fall headfirst into the water. So that was a wild experience. And I honestly think I'm gonna put this ride over I-305 at my list. So now Velocicoaster is my number 4 overall, and there goes right there. But I can't put it over Dragster, Fury, or Voyage for now, at least. But and again, that was only my 3rd ride on it, so maybe if I get some night rides, that'd be great. But I hope to get some another time. But for now, I think I'm gonna head over towards Hulk and then go over to Studios and ride Rip Ride Rockit, and then also do Men in Black Alien Attacks. I didn't do that yesterday.
volunteers and refreshments. Volunteers and recording, all sets required.
The more I ride the Incredible Hulk coaster, the more I like it. And it really makes me wonder why Kumba gets all the attention when Hulk hardly gets any, it seems, nowadays. I think Hulk personally does everything better than Kumba should do. Like, better layout in my opinion, it's way smoother especially. And plus it's got a way better theme than Kumba, and it's overall way more intense. I know on my Carowinds vlog I said that I was gonna probably make an underrated coaster video down the line, and I would put Hurler on that list. You guys can probably expect to see the Incredible Hulk coaster on the list as well if I do make that, because I feel like this thing does not get nearly enough attention that it deserves, because this thing is good. Like, it's in my top 20 for a reason. It's so much fun. Like, this is probably gonna be the ride I end up riding the most here at Universal. Either that or it'll be like Rip Ride Rockit, or maybe even Men in Black, which I don't know about Men in Black, but Rip Ride could be possibly dethroning Hulk, but I doubt that'll be the case, because I've done Rip Ride like, what, 3 times? And I just did Hulk for my 6th time on the trip. So, that's fun. And speaking of Rip Ride Rockit, that's where I'm headed to now, because I'm heading over to Studios to ride that, and then also get on Men in Black for my first time. So, let's head to Studios. Just realized that not only does Studios have Rip Ride Rockit and Men in Black, but they also have Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, as well as Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. I have yet to ride Gringotts and Nut House Coaster, so I need to get both of those credits while I'm over here at Studios, and then head back over to Islands to see if Flight of the Hippogriff is back open, because I think it was closed from what I heard from somebody. But I did see it at least test, I think, earlier, so maybe it's open by now, but I'm not sure. Because once I've done these two over here in Studios and then Hippogriff, I think I'll only need the Pterodon Flyers, and I'm not sure I'll be able to get on that one. But it would be nice to get on it, because I don't want to have 2 closed coasters here, because I know for sure I'm going to be missing out on Revenge of the Mummy, which is unfortunate, but it would be nice to get on Pterodon Flyers. Plus, I think it's a fairly unique type of coaster, so I would like to get on all of them except for Mummy if I can, but I'll have to see what I'll be able to do with them. So for now, let's go over and ride Rip Ride Rockit, and then go over to Nut House Coaster and Gringotts, wherever the heck in Studios they are, and also Men in Black, of course. I could spend a while chilling right here next to the Universal Globe, because all this mist that are coming out of these water pipes, as it's called, it feels so relaxing. When I was traveling over from Islands, you can kind of see it out there in the distance, you got a whole tower of station and stuff. But it is so comfortable standing right here with this mist, especially because it's so hot and there's hardly any shade leaving from Islands to Studios. So definitely be sure to relax here for a while if you're really getting hot on the way to or from Islands.
Classic rock, metal, rap, hip hop.
just did Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit 2 times in a row. The first of which I did Cyanide, which is code 701 on the singer song list. And then the second ride I did Sabotage on the main song list. And I did that song because it was on X2's on-ride audio. But when I rode X2 in 2018, it sadly was not working, so I didn't get to hear it. That Sabotage ride was also, for whatever reason, a lot rougher than my other rides. But I think it makes sense because X2 I thought was really rough, even though I was on the inside seat, and therefore not a very enjoyable experience. I just got done relaxing in my hotel room for about an hour and a half or so because it's so hot outside. And now I'm gonna go back to studios, mainly because I also forgot something in the hotel room. I'm gonna go back to studios, try and ride Men in Black, and then also go and hop on Escape from Gringotts as well, because I need to do that. And I think I can get a Nut House Coaster tomorrow. And then I can also try and get Flight of the Hippogriff tomorrow as well. Or I could get that tonight, I don't know which I'll do, but I do plan on getting Gringotts knocked out today. I think I'm gonna take the water taxi down to studios because I haven't used that method of transportation yet. I've just been walking this whole time because unfortunately the Hogwarts Express is closed. So let's hop on the water taxi and head towards studios. Ducks, what are you doing there?
Out of 10 people think that leaving a boat early should also tell you we never found the other one.
The water taxiing got me from my hotel to studios way faster than I would have if I was just walking. Like, if I left my hotel and was walking on foot, I would probably still be walking here right now. So the water taxi really helps me get around quite a bit easier than it would be otherwise. Now, tomorrow morning when I wake up to rope drop Velocicoaster during early entry, I'm not gonna bother with Haggers now, I'm gonna do Velocicoaster this time. When I get up in the morning, I'm probably just gonna walk there just so I'm first in line. So it'll be okay, but for now, let's go over and find where in the heck Men in Black is, because I haven't seen it yet. Made it to Men in Black. Let's see if I can match this thing up. That's no Justice League, where I can easily max it out halfway through the ride. Like, that is legitimately tough. Granted, that was my first ride, but I didn't even know what the heck I was shooting at until near the end of the ride. I was like, those green alien lights. So, yeah, I definitely need some work with that. But I did, however, find that Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster was right over here somewhere. And I don't have that credit yet, so I think I'm gonna get on that since I'm over here. And then move on to, I think, go ride Escape from Gringotts. So, let's go ride Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. This little slide here apparently doesn't get you too wet, so I think I'm gonna go give it a shot before riding Nut House Coaster. So I gotta figure out how to get there. I mean, I just hope that there's not a height limit where you can't ride without a child. So let's go and figure out where the heck this thing is at and then see if I should get on it or not. And I think that is around here. 20-minute wait? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna double check this and see if that's actually the case, and if so, I'm gonna pass. Yeah, that way it was definitely 20 minutes at least. So I'm gonna go ride Nut House Coaster instead, and then move on to Escape from Gringotts soon after. Not gonna lie, this particular kids area over here in Universal Studios, it makes me feel like I'm more in like Islands of Adventure as compared to Universal Studios, because it gives off that vibe for some reason. I don't know. Just waited way too long for this. The sign out front said wait time was like 10 minutes, when in reality it turned out to be like almost 30, because the line moves so slow. I mean, the ops were doing a good job dispatching the trains quickly, which is nice, but it still felt like it took way longer than it should have. So that's a one and done for me. There wasn't good pull to that because I was in the back row, which was nice, but other than that, it was forgettable. So let's go over and figure out where in the heck Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts is. Someone said that Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts was right back through here, but I don't even know where this entrance is. The area looks great, I'll give it that. I mean, I love how it looks and all, but I do not know where the heck the entrance to this coaster is. There's the entrance to Escape from Gringotts. Let's go inside and take a ride. It is so nice to be inside of this AC. It is so hot outside and this feels perfect. let's see where the heck the station for this thing is. And I don't know anything about Harry Potter, so don't get mad at me if I don't know who any of the characters are. So, well, I mean, obviously I know about Harry Potter himself. I mean, that's his whole franchise and all that, but pretty much everyone else I don't know too much about. So, please pardon that, I guess. And I think it looks like this is our express pass line right here. So, let's keep following it, see where it takes us. What's this guy doing? I had no idea this thing was going underground. Like, what in the world is this? This is one wild queue line, I guess you say, to say the least. Finally made it to the station level, so that's what I'll be on fairly quickly. And this queue line is absolutely ridiculous. Like, dare I say, worse than the boss's queue line in terms of queue lines I've seen. This is nuts. Just got off of Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, and what in the world is that? Like, that is easily one of the strangest coasters I've ever ridden. I feel like none of that ride layout made sense to me. I mean, yeah, I get it was more of a dark range stuff, but it was still like, the whole time I was wondering, like, what the heck is going on? And it was probably a good thing I did not wear 3D glasses, because with all the movement the vehicle's doing with the 3D screens, I think it would have been a bit too much for me. So, I'm glad I didn't do those. But the tilt track was so odd. Like, I didn't expect it to be right at the very start of the ride, which I was surprised about, but that was still overall a really, really neat attraction, and definitely worth getting out of the heat for a while. So now let's go back over to Islands of Adventure and check out Hulk. Of course, as soon as I get out of Gringotts, it looks like we got a storm coming in. So I'm gonna have to book it over to Islands of Adventure and try and get on Hulk one more time if possible before the storm closes out. And that dragon I just showed you guys that video of, even though I knew it was coming, it still scared the living daylights out of me, because there were several times where the dragon started to roar and maybe things was gonna go off, but it didn't. And then the one where it did go off, it jump scared me a little bit because I didn't see it coming. So that was kind of wild, but that was still fun nonetheless. Do you two actually think you can get in that door? Oh great, now you're joining them? What are you doing? That's just wonderful. Got all the way to Hulk, only for the close due to rain. It's not even thunder. Apparently the coasters cannot run if the tracks are even wet, which I think is kind of ridiculous, but that's unfortunate. Cause I think it'd be cool to get rain rides on Hulk when it's absolutely hauling. So you guys gotta wait till the weather clears up, and then we'll hopefully get to ride it again. Got off a Hulk a while back, and I don't know what else to say about this ride other than that it's just an amazing coaster and a masterpiece in my opinion. Cannot wait to hope we get some night rides on this thing, because I bet that launch into the Zero G will be crazy at night. So let's hope we can get a night ride on it in a couple days. I mean, it's already crazy enough, but I've seen POVs of it at night. It looks like you're launching only to get blinded by the light at the top of the launch tunnel, which is super cool looking. So I cannot wait to try it for myself and see how good it is. But not tonight, because the park's only open until 9, I think. I'm gonna head to Velocicoaster now, and the app said it's a 65-minute wait, so a little over an hour. Hopefully it does not feel like 65 minutes, and I hope it ends up being more like 30 at best. Because this morning it moved fairly quickly and I was on relatively fast, so I hope it's the same today, but I'll find out how long the line is as soon as I get over there. But for now, let's go find the entrance to Velocicoaster.
Rip ride, okay?
Are you going now?
Found out that Velocicoaster is delayed, so I guess back to Hulk. You will not be seeing me on WD Ride's Ripsaw Falls. I would get absolutely destroyed while riding this, and I don't like getting wet unless like in a water park. Plus all my charging equipment I have on me would probably get ruined because of how wet it is. And you kind of can see there's one coming down. There it goes. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Like, I legitimately was always gonna get stuck. Now here comes another one. There it goes. Like, it does look like a fun ride. My fact that I would probably ruin my charging equipment during this. But it's still a spectacle. There's another one. Dang. So yeah, I don't plan to ride this one. I'm telling you, if you can get a front row left outside seat with an extra click of room when the ride is hauling, this zero G roll provides some of the most insane airtime I've experienced. Like, it was so strong that I probably almost got standing airtime going through it. Like, I was out of my seat the entire way down, all the way from the top down to the bottom where the Cobra roll is. Like, it is insane. So, do not pass that chance up if you can while visiting Islands of Adventure. You will not regret it. Today was a very solid second day to Universal. And over the course of today, I managed 3 rides on Hulk, 2 on Rip Ride Rockit, and 1 on Hagrid, Escape from Gringotts, Men in Black, Velocicoaster, and Woody Woodpecker's Nut House Coaster. And tomorrow, I will be rope dropping Velocicoaster without any issues, hopefully, because yesterday I didn't have a ticket to get in for some reason, because someone said my hotel key would be the one that let me get in, but that didn't work. So now that I for sure have a real ticket to get in, I'm gonna try and rope drop Velocicoaster tomorrow successfully. And that'll be an interesting end to the second day. There's a lightning storm and I just heard people riding Hulk. What in the world? Beautiful start to day 3. I'm gonna go straight to Velocicoaster first and then probably head over to Incredible Hulk from there, because I always love getting those rides in early. So we're gonna do that. But we gotta wait for early entry to start, which is about an hour from now. So we got some time to kill. Just made it to Velocicoaster. Let's see if we can get first train of the day on it if possible. Maybe make it a Zen ride too, but I doubt that. Did not think that would go as planned. I managed to get a freaking Zen ride on Velocicoaster. Yeah, not lying. Like, I was the first one here and there was nobody else around when I got on. Like, the first other people I saw was when I was cresting the top and I saw them on this walkway going underneath those elements and whatnot. So that was really, really good. Good way to start the day in my opinion. Rode Velocicoaster again, and since Hagrid's is apparently delayed still, we were gonna head over to Hulk, because that's apparently showing a 10-minute wait. And that usually doesn't open until 9, so I wonder what's up with that. So I'm gonna go over there out of curiosity and see if it's actually open right now or not. Why is Hulk already running so fast this morning? And the train I was on my second ride, I knew it was going faster around the back half of the ride over there before the mid-course, because the train came to a dead stop on the mid-course, which was crazy. But here comes another one. Yeah, it's not that one. It's the next one that will launch out, I believe. So that was just insane how fast it was running. And the train that also stopped the mid-course, the soundtrack was all distorted for whatever reason. So that was wild. And yeah, I'll show you that train hopefully stopping in the mid-course once it comes out, because there's someone's going right now. And then it'll be the train I was on next. Here comes that other train I was talking about. So yeah, that's run through there pretty normally. It's going through the Cobra roll right now. You can just, oh, Blossoms going over there too, but yeah, that one's going normal speed, I'd say. But by the time it went through this loop over here, okay, it might be going a little slower right now, but this whole section right here is going way faster than that one. I mean, I don't know. It's going so fast, like that corkscrew was running like last night. And that loop over there, you can kind of see it going through there. Yeah, that one looks like it's running way faster. And so, just going around the twister section now. And, oh yeah, this one might stop on the mid-course, see how fast it went through. Let's see what happens. Oh, it didn't stop that time, but yeah, the last time I ran after mine, it did stop entirely, which is surprising. But yeah, I can kind of see it going over there. But that was insane, the ride that stopped on the mid-course, how fast it was running. for these little guys because there's a huge body of water right here, but this fence is blocking these little guys to get into it. So I really hope that they'll be able to find some water fairly soon, you know. I'm trying to get Hulk going to the straight section of track after the 0G roll. At the same time, Velocicoaster goes over the top hat. It's very tough because from here I can tell when Hulk's coming out, but Velocicoaster there's really no way to tell. Like you can't really hear it, so I gotta be ready in case Velocicoaster and Hulk sync up. I just realized this particular angle won't work because Hulk got in the way of Velocicoaster, so I gotta move to a different spot and try and find a new vantage point to try and get the shot from. I think right here might work because Hulk should not cover the top of Velocicoaster's top hat. If it does, then there's something wrong, but let's try this vantage point for now, see if I can get something from here. Rode Hulk with my brother a little bit ago, and he said he blacked out on the loop, which shows how intense the ride is. And I believe we got the fast train as well because it was hauling so much. That being said, the mid-course didn't really stop the train like it did for my second ride earlier. Now, it did slow the train down, which was expected, but it didn't come to a dead stop entirely, which I thought was kind of interesting. So now I'm gonna go over to Studios and hop on Rip Ride Rockit again, and then also ride Men in Black again with John, because he's better at that dark ride than I am. So I'm gonna need him to help me, which is ironic because people are always asking me how I maxed out Justice League so much. Which, speaking of it, I am planning on making a video on how I max it out within the near future, so you guys can stay tuned for that. But for now, let's go ride Rip Ride Rockit. I just did code 707 on the Secret Song, which was Know Your Enemy by Rage Against the Machine. And even though that song did sing out perfectly with the drop, I was in the back row, which is good. Like, it's some good airtime back there, but man, was it rough. Like, that was by far the roughest ride I've had on this ride. And I feel like the more I ride it, the more it gives me a headache. So this thing is getting to the point where it's not as re-rideable for me as it was a few days ago. So I'm gonna wait until it's nighttime to come back here because the park is open later than Islands of Adventure tonight. So I'm gonna go to Islands in a little bit, but first I'm gonna get some shots of Rip Ride Rockit from all the way down here because you can see the far turnaround on this ride from all over here. main reason why I spend way more time in Islands of Adventure rather than Universal Studios is because not only does Islands of Adventure have more coasters that I enjoy riding a lot, but it's way more shaded than Universal is. Like, there is hardly any shade in this park. So on a hot summer day like it is today, it just makes you feel like you're dying of heat. It's so bad. So if there's any critique I'll make to this park, it is add more shaded areas, because it desperately needs it on some days like this. I can't believe it's been over 3 hours since I was last at any of the parks. So I took an extended break in the hotel room because it was so hot, and I also went to get lunch outside of the park for once. So I'm just now heading back, and I'm going to go straight for Islands of Adventure. And I think I'm going to check Velocicoaster, see what that line is like so I can ride that again. And then obviously I'm going to check Hulk again. I'm going to probably do that first if anything. Or I could just check Velocicoaster. I mean, I'll walk by and see what Hulk's line is like, and then decide if I want to go to Velocicoaster from there. So let's head back to Islands of Adventure. I am standing at 11 rides on Hulk as of right now. So I need to ride this one more time for right now because I want to get up to 15 rides by the end tonight. So I'm going to do this one more time while I'm here, then go check Velocicoaster's line. If it's not too bad, I'm going to ride it and then make my way over towards the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and ride Flight of the Hippogriff, because that's one of the last credits I need. And I don't know if I'll be able to turn on flyers or not, so after I ride Hulk and check Velocicoaster's line, I'm going to head over to Fly the Hippogriff and ride that, and also get some footage of Hagrid while I'm over there, because I don't have any footage of Hagrid yet. So let's do Hulk first, and then we'll work our way towards Harry Potter and check Velocicoaster on the way. Sadly, that was running significantly slower than my morning rides, which is ironic because it should warm up throughout the day. And I feel like I just got a slow train or something just now because this morning the train ripped through that twister section before the mid-course. And on my last ride just a few minutes ago, it crawled through there, which I was kind of underwhelmed by. But it was still really fun nonetheless. But I think it was probably my weakest ride I've had on Hulk. But it's by no means bad. So now I'm gonna check Velocicoaster, and if that's a fairly short wait, I'll ride that again. Otherwise, I'm gonna go over to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and ride Flight of the Hippogriff. Flight of the Hippogriff was a pretty good family coaster. It was decently intense since I got sat in the back row. And I got stuck on the final brakes for like 5 or so minutes, which is hilarious. Because I just broke Thunderbird a couple weeks ago at Hollywood Nights, and now I broke Flight of the Hippogriff. So that's freaking hilarious that I broke 2 rides earlier this month. So now I think I'm gonna go check Velocicoaster's line. Otherwise I might go ride Hulk a couple more times and then head over to Studios to get some rides in on Men in Black and maybe also Rip Ride Rockit again. Just realized that I need to film Hagrid's since I'm over here, so I'm gonna do that before moving on towards Velocicoaster and then maybe getting a few more rides on Hulk.
Or inside hockey. Once again, there's no
There's a rainbow over there. I'm gonna try and get some chocolate pulse running with this cool rainbow before it disappears on me. time to ride Hulk a few times, and then I'll report back once I'm off. My first out of my 3 rounds on Hulk was so intense. Like, throughout the entire first half, like, everything from the 0G roll all the way to the roll out at the bottom of the second loop, I was graying out the entire time. Like, I tried opening my eyes, but I couldn't keep them open for more than a second and a half or two because they almost went back shut again because of how intense it was running. Like, it was nuts. Now, if it wasn't that, it could have been because the sunlight was right there in front of me, which I doubt that was the case because even when I was phasing away from it, it was still getting to me. So, I'm gonna get a drink of water real fast and then I'll go back ride the other 2 rides I need before I get up to 15 because I don't want to risk blacking out on this ride because that could go way wrong if I did. I don't know how my arm isn't broken yet. It feels like this thing right here. I don't know why it's making my left arm so sore. Like, oh my gosh, it's insane. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with Hulk for the night. But the night is not over. Even though Islands of Adventure is going to close here in a few minutes, Studios is still open for another hour. So we're going to head over there, ride Rip Ride Rockit again, and then I'm going to have John teach me how to score higher on Men in Black. So let's head over to Studios and get some rides over there. If you're wondering why I'm out of breath, it's just because John and I got done hightailing a Rip Ride Rockit. Raised Men in Black in time. So
I'm super good at this ride.
yeah, he's going to teach us the ways because he knows better about this ride than I do. And we were just hightailing it.
Can I give you a few tips?
Yeah, please do.
All right, training room. Top 3 aliens on the wall. Just keep spamming them.
Got it?
Number 2, don't keep like doing this with
Okay.
the trigger. If you hold it down, it'll just auto fire. Shoot for the smaller aliens and ignore the second car, the second train. I don't know what they call them.
Yeah.
Future exhaust port scene. Shoot the posters on the wall.
Okay.
If you're on the left side.
Okay. So that's a few tips I'll have to try out and see how I do. Because yesterday I got 142,000, so let's see if we do better.
Wait, you
this time.
rode it yesterday?
Yeah, I did once.
Oh, nice.
It was hard. Definitely no Justice League, that's for sure.
142. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, you'd be able to probably destroy me at this, so.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're gonna get off of this and we'll see how we do.
My biggest score on this ride has so far been, I think, 600,000.
You say what now?
600,000.
Dang, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, this is not bad at all. So, we're gonna get on now and we'll report back as soon as we're off. We got the dub, Galaxy Defender.
We got that dub. We got that W.
Yeah, he and I were actually.
I beat you like 100,000 points.
Yeah, I didn't know when the bonus at the end was, because apparently there's a button you can press to give you a bonus 100,000. I didn't know about that, and he stole the win right from under my nose. I'm like, dang! But hey, we got Galaxy Defender, so
Yeah, we did.
that's all that matters. So that was really, really good, and I knew I was doing a little bit better this time, but it's still not even close to how easy Justice League is. So yeah, that was really good fun. Thanks for helping me get better at that. I guess.
No problem.
There's gonna be a fireworks show starting soon, and I'll report my ride conference here once I get back to the hotel, so I don't have to worry about it for now. Out of the 3 days I've spent at Universal so far, today I would say is easily the best of the bunch. I managed 7 rides on Hulk, 2 on Rip Ride Rockit and Velocicoaster, and as well as 1 on Men in Black and Flight of the Hippogriff. Still got 2 more days left, so let's jump to day 4. Beautiful sunrise to start day 4 out of 5, and I found something pretty exciting that could be true for today. Earlier in the vlog, I said that Revenge of the Mummy will be closed. But I checked the app last night and this morning, and it said Revenge of the Mummy opens 9 a.m. So I could be getting on Revenge of the Mummy this trip, which would be awesome because I've heard good things about it. But I'm not expecting that to be true. But then again, it did say Hagrid's was opening at 9, and that did open right at 9. So I'm wondering if this is legitimate or not. So if anything, I'll have to definitely make it back to Studios to try and check it out at some point today. But for now, let's go wait for early entry start and then try and get yet another Zen ride on Velocicoaster. I checked the Universal app and it said Revenge of the Mummy is closed. So I kind of figured it wouldn't be open, but I thought some hope for it at least. Should have had another Zen ride. There were some people out there filming promos, and then one of them decided to hop on with me. I'm like, you guys are kidding me. At least I got one yesterday. So, might as well ride again and give it another shot, see if I can get one. Although I highly doubt that'll be the case, but that's worth trying anyways. Plus, this thing's got a short line, so might as well do it. That's a first for me. on my last ride, they said everyone needs to hold on to the handlebar at all times. I'm like, what? And then I realized that they were doing a promotional shoot. So I was on Velocicoaster when they were doing a promotional shoot, which I think is pretty cool. I'm gonna be looking out for that promotional shoot, see if I can capture myself, because I was in the front row and they were filming apparently by the Mosasaurus roll. Now that I got Velocicoaster done twice now, I think I'm gonna wait for Hulk to open, because I gotta start grinding that if I want to get up to 30 rides, and I'm like halfway there and we got 2 days left. So I'm gonna head over to Hulk in just a few minutes. Got a Velocicoaster Zen ride yesterday. Today I got a Hulk Zen ride. So I got Zen rides on my 2 favorite coasters, Universal and Orlando, which I think is pretty cool. I think I'm gonna ride this again because I gotta get multiple more rides in on it. But I gotta relax a little bit first because it's getting kind of hot out and I'm a little tired. So I'll get back on this in a bit. Freaking Velocicoaster is making it really hard for me to get the dual train shot I want. Like, it came early twice within a matter of, like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Like, it's ridiculous. Hopefully I'll get Hulk and Velocicoaster going at the right time, because I need Hulk to launch out of the tunnel and then Velocicoaster to go over the top hat, but it's been vice versa the last few times. So hopefully it happens where Hulk launches first. There's the shot I was going after. I just put the picture in there. And it was so difficult to get, but man, it worked. Because as soon as Hulk came out of there, Velocicoaster started going up the top, which is exactly what needed to happen. So now I'm gonna ride Hulk, since I'm right here. And then I think I might head over to Studios and ride Rip Ride Rockit. I'm gonna do a couple rides on Hulk, because I want to get at least 7 or 8 today if possible. So I'm gonna ride this once or twice while I'm here, and then I head over to Studios. Once again, I slammed to a stop on the mid-course. Ride was absolutely hauling, which is usual because Hulk always hauls from my experience. So now I'm gonna go head over to Studios after a while and ride Rip Ride Rockit again. It's actually been a couple hours since I was at a park because I was so exhausted from the past few nights. Like, I've been getting like no more than 6 hours of sleep, which is not a lot. To make up for the lost time I had, I decided to crash in the hotel room for a while. I was out cold for a couple hours. I was like in there about a little after 11, and now it's after 3, so I was out. So now I'm finally making my way over to the parks again, and I think I might hold off and do Studios until it's a little bit cooler out, because it's so hot still, and there's no shade there. So I think I'm gonna head to Islands. Also, I do want to ride Hulk again because that could really help me wake up a little bit more, because that thing's insane. So let's head back to Islands and head towards Hulk. And then also we're gonna check Velocicoaster's line as well. What the heck? That was weird. But anyway, let's go back to Islands and get on Hulk and maybe Velocicoaster again if the line isn't too long. I just hit number 20 on it, so the next few rides I get will be putting me less than 10 away from 30, which is my ideal goal for this ride. And in just a little bit, I'm gonna go over to Studios now and ride Rip Ride Rockit because it's cooler out now. But for now, I think I'm gonna get some shots of Hulk from this extended trip that's open. Otherwise, I might head straight over there. There weren't that many good views of Hulk to get from down by the other kiosk that was kind of closed off. So now it's time to head over to Studios and ride Rip Ride Rockit and then make my way back to Island for the rest of the night because there's much more for me to do over and over again at Islands than there's at Studios, I should say. Because Rip Ride Rockit, the only thing there I like riding for fun because Men in Black is hard and it's hard to see what you're shooting at. So let's go over to Studios, ride Rip Ride Rockit, and come back here. did code 703 on the secret song list, which was For Whom the Bell Tolls, and that was already one of my favorite Metallica songs before this trip, but hearing it on Rip Ride Rockit again gave me a whole new appreciation for that song. Like, it's such a good song to hear on that ride. Like, I just love it. So I'm gonna do that one more time before the end of the trip tomorrow. So for now, I'm gonna head back to Islands of Adventure and, you guessed it, ride Hulk again. Also, I do want to check Velocicoaster's line because I've only ridden that twice and that was early this morning, at least for today. So I'd like to get a third ride on it, but I do plan on getting night rides on it either tonight or tomorrow night. So for now, let's head back to Islands and then check Velocicoaster's line. And if it's not that bad, I'm gonna give it another go. Otherwise, I'm gonna ride Hulk a bunch because I'm addicted to that ride, mainly because of the on-ride soundtrack, which you guys already know that by now because you've watched all the way up to this part most likely. So let's move to Islands of Adventure. Just got a ride where the on-ride audio in Hulk was glitched up. It kept cutting in and cutting out at random points on the ride. I was like, what in the world is this? The entire ride. So that was funny. Now let's go to Velocicoaster, ride that, and then finish the night off at Hulk. Velocicoaster at night, man, that was an incredible experience. I would probably say my number 2 night ride after Voyage. Not completely dark yet because it's still kind of light out, but it's close enough. I am honestly tempted to put this over Top Thrill Dragster as my favorite Intamin coaster, but I don't know, I need to give it some more thought. But for now, let's go ride Hulk at night, see how incredible that beast is. Hulk looks absolutely incredible at night, my gosh. The green lights all over it are spectacular. It may look spectacular at night, but does it ride spectacular at night? Let's find out. Hulk at night is mesmerizing. Like, it's insane. Like, it goes from dark to light to dark and all over the place. And that launch tunnel is especially insane because all the bright lights in there, and then you shoot off into the dark. It's insane. I was actually in danger of getting a ride where the soundtrack wasn't working because one of the trains had it off for some reason. And I know one of the trains was glitching earlier, so it might have been that train. But it was still really cool to ride this thing at night and see how good it was. It definitely was nice. And the next train should be coming out fairly soon. I'll point it out because also the headlights on the front of it were also off. So once it launches out, I'll show you guys which one it is. Here comes that train right now. You see there's no lights or anything on it, which is interesting. And the soundtrack's completely turned off, like, yo, this train is all screwed up. Like, look at that. Not normal at all. So I'm glad I didn't get that train because that would be a very disappointing ride, you know, ride it without the soundtrack when I'm used to riding with the soundtrack for so long. So I'm glad I didn't get that train, otherwise I would have been very disappointed with this ride, to be honest with you. Islands of Adventure is now closed for the day, and throughout the day I managed 9 on Hulk, 3 on Velocicoaster, and 1 on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. Tomorrow is going to be my last day at Universal, and it's going to be so difficult. Why do you think it's going to be difficult? Well, I am going to try and get to 35 on Hulk tomorrow. I'm at 24 as of now. And if I can get that, I'm going to shoot for 40. That's going to be tough with how intense this ride is, but I think I can do it. And on a side note, I believe the Hulk is now my most rated coaster of the year, because I've ridden Boss at Six Flags St. Louis. It was like 23 times I rode it in a year so far, and I overtook it with 24 on Hulk. So tomorrow's going to be my last day at Universal, and we'll see if we can get up to 35 rides on Hulk. And I'll get my last rides in on Velocicoaster and Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit and maybe something else as well. Last day here at Universal Orlando for me. And it's gonna be the last time I wake up at 6 in the morning for the foreseeable future, most likely, because it's been a grind for me waking up that early every single morning the last few days. And Hulk over there is gonna be a grind for me today as well, because I mentioned yesterday that I'm gonna be getting up to 35 or if not 40 rides on this thing today. So I need to ride it at least 11 times, if not 16, in order to get up there. And I'm actually first in line at the metal detector gate, I guess you could say, because there's no one else here yet. I'm surprised no one else has come here yet, but at least I'm first in line, so that's all that matters. And unfortunately, I checked the app earlier this morning, and it said Velocicoaster is having a 9 o'clock opening today, and I think I know why that is. To my knowledge, last night apparently it went down right before park closing, and then they tried to get it open, but by the time 10:45 came around, they kicked everybody out of line, so they never got it open. So my guess is they're pushing it back an hour to kind of give it some time to work out the issues, I guess you could say, which if that's true, I could go ride Hagrid again, but I honestly don't feel like riding it again, to be honest with you. I mean, I got my one ride in the front row back seat, which I'm okay with, and plus I need to wake up a bit, so I could just walk around, maybe get some good shots of any of the coasters if I see them running and whatnot. And then if Velocicoaster isn't open by 8:30 or so, I might go over to Hulk and wait for that to open so I can try and do like I did yesterday and get a Zen ride. So let's start the last day here at Universal. I'm gonna miss seeing this iconic view with the early morning sun. It's such a cool sight, in my opinion. Made it to Velocicoaster, but it's closed. So I guess I'll wait here for a little bit, see if they open it up. Otherwise, I'm gonna head over to Hulk in a little bit and wait for that to open. Never mind, looks like we are open, so let's go. Velocicoaster, first ride of the day. Let's go. Just did it again. Got another Velocicoaster Zen ride. I don't even know how, like, there were some people behind me, but they decided to wait extra for the front. And so that gave me the chance to get the whole train myself again. So now that I got a Zen ride on this, I might as well go one more time and then go wait for Hulk to open and try and get a Zen ride on that. So let's ride again. I am super close to quitting Velocicoaster over Dragster, but I just can't do it yet. I really can't decide. Dragster's launch is better than Velocicoaster, but Velocicoaster is a much more complete package, so I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I think if I get one more ride, I might make up my mind from there. But as of now, I think I prefer dragster slightly. Very soon, I'll be grinding the Incredible Hulk coaster, get up to 35 rides. So I think for now, I'm gonna at least get up to 25, and I gotta do it at least 3 to 4 times while I'm here. I mean, I might do 2 of them in a row, and then relax for just a minute so I don't accidentally black out, and then ride it a few more times. And then we'll see what to do from there. Now to wait for 9 o'clock to come around, and then it's go time. It's open, time to start grinding. Did not think I'd be able to say that I got a Zen ride on Velocicoaster and Hulk within an hour of each other. I just don't believe it. And I've done 2 rides, including that Zen ride, to start the long grind to 35, so I'm at 26 now. They haven't set any trains in a while, so I wonder if they're closed. Sure hope they're not, because that'll make it really hard for me to get to 35 and then 40. Hope, if it is closed though, hopefully it'll reopen soon. Saw some people riding this, so it looks like it's back open. Just got number 27 on this ride, and here it comes. For whatever reason, they decided to transfer a train off before I got my second ride, and then like less than an hour later they put it back on, which I don't know why they did that. They should have just kept the third train running this whole time. Now I think I'm gonna go get some shots of Velocicoaster and then come back to ride Hulk a few more times. I love the sounds of the pre-show back here. It sounds so funny. You actually hear it going in just a minute. I hear it. Yeah, I just love the sounds that the Raptors are making back there. It's hilarious. Especially the one part of it where Owen and Grady is like, hey, knock it off, and the Raptors are going nuts at it. It's just hilarious. So I definitely love this pre-launch sequence. Gonna get some footage of Hagrid since I'm right here. An announcement a few minutes ago was made saying they're duplicating more motorbikes to add to the ride. In other words, they're probably transferring some trains onto the track, so that's why there's not anything running on the course right now. And it looks weird to see nothing going on with it. Oh, never mind, there goes one. So that might have been one of the ones they transferred on a minute ago, but hopefully the ride reopens soon so I can keep getting some more shots of it. And maybe also give it another ride line. Isn't too bad, actually. They just made the announcement saying the ride's reopened now, so let's get some more shots of this ride. And the line is way too long, so I'm not going to bother riding it. That's what happened to me a few times over the past few days. It stopped dead on the mid-course. I think the block zone pivot is occupied, so let's just start moving again and I start. It didn't really stop for that long when I rode it. It was only stopped for like a second and then it kept moving, so. Yeah, that one slammed the stop very hard. They're making an announcement saying they're having a delay in operation, so I think it might have gotten stuck actually. That's not good. For some reason, my parents want me to ride the cat attraction with them, so I was gonna head over there. I heard it's so bad, it's hilarious. So I'm gonna head over there and see why it's so. What are you doing? Hey! What was that? Now what are you doing? What was that? You! Get! Did Velocicoaster again since Canada Hat was closed and Velocicoaster's running so good. Now we're gonna try this again, see how dorky this ride is. Time to see how bad this will be. If you look at this, I guess. I got nothing about this. That is a ride I couldn't care any less about. My brother was saying that this was a ride that was so bad it's good. For me, I think it's a ride that is so bad it's really bad. Like, it made no sense whatsoever. And I'm like, what is this? Like, this is definitely an acid trip of a ride. Definitely not worth the time in my opinion. Did Hulk a couple times a while back and it's running so good as usual. And I'm actually heading back to the hotel because I'm actually checking out of this one. And I was gonna be moving to a separate hotel for the drive down to Tampa, which will be tomorrow. But once I get all my stuff checked into the new hotel, I will be coming back here. So we have a bit of a, I guess, intermission for the time being. So I'll report back once I get back to the park in a couple hours or however long it may take. Finally made it back to the resort and now I'm heading straight for Universal Studios to get my last ride in on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. After that, I'm gonna head back to Islands of Adventure and get some more Hulk rides. And I also plan on doing a Hagrid with my family at some point because on Monday we didn't get let in the park ride on time. And to make up for the early entry time we lost, we actually got exit passes for it. So our family was gonna be able to do Hagrid again, which I wasn't originally planning on riding a second time, but I'll still get to do a second time, assuming I get there and it's not broken down. And if I don't get front row bike, it's not the biggest deal because I already got it. So I would still like to get a second time though, that'd be nice. But for now, let's go ride Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. I think I might actually do 2 rides on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit because I'm at 8 rides on it right now and I would like to get up to an even 10 for it. So let's head inside and grab those 2 rides and then make our way over to Islands. Just notched my final 2 rides on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit for the trip. And it was just amazing. On my second to last ride, I got row 2, which was the last row I needed. So now I have row completion on this ride. I did code 715 on my first ride, which was Wake Up Dead by Megadeth. And then on my last ride, where I got the front row, I did From the Bell Tolls again, which was code 703. And those are just some of the most fun rides I've had on that coaster. The row 2 airtime was actually quite a bit stronger than I expected it to be, so that was quite surprising. But I think in terms of best seat, I think I have a very slight preference for the front over the back, mainly because of the airtime being better going into the brakes than dropping out of it, in my opinion. Plus, it was also a little smoother up there, which is always something I value. So that is a pretty good couple rides on Rip Ride Rockit. Now let's go over to Islands of Adventure for the rest of the time. The journey continues. Let's head to Islands of Adventure. And just like that, I am now officially outside of Universal Studios, Florida. One more thing about Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit. I believe that this is the first coaster that I've ridden where I have row completion on. Usually with coasters, I either ride front or back on them. But Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, I didn't really care where I sat on this one because it was too much fun listening to the on-ride soundtrack. And I thought it'd be cool to try and get row completion on this ride, which I managed to do successfully. So I figured that'd be pretty cool to share, because why not? Entered Islands of Adventure for the last time, and the next time I exit out of it will be when the park is closed. So I'm really sad that my time at Universal is almost over, but then again, it's been really long, which, don't get me wrong, I love this whole resort, especially Islands of Adventure. I mean, Studios is okay, but my biggest problem with Studios is that there's not much shade over there, whereas Islands, there's plenty of it. So it's much easier to be in Islands for a longer period of time, in my opinion. Plus, they have more rides I enjoy doing here, like Velocicoaster and obviously Hulk. And I would still not quite consider Islands of Adventure a top 5 park for me, but I can absolutely understand why someone would call it that. Even if it was a top park, I can see it. But for me, it's just, I don't know, like there's something about the top parks that Islands of Adventure can't match, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it's better than Carowinds or any of the parks that have above it, especially not Hollywood or Cedar Point. But that is my take on Islands of Adventure. But overall, still a great park, and I definitely understand why someone would have this as number one park. But for now, let's go enter Marvel Superhero Island for, I don't even know how many times this is. I've lost count. Just reached ride number 30 on Incredible Hulk. And I've got about an hour or so left to head over to Hagrid's because we were gonna ride it at 8 o'clock. And I have an alarm set for 7:45 to help me get over there. So I have about an hour, a little over that, to get some more Hulk rides in because I bet I can get up to 35, probably right around 7:45, maybe, depending on how many times I ride it. But I'm gonna get some water real fast and then I'm gonna ride it again. It is near impossible for me to walk off disappointed. I don't think I have yet, honestly. This ride always leaves me so happy by the end because it's how good it is. So I got 2 more rides putting me up to 32, and I hope to get 35 fairly soon. So let's go do that. There's number 33. I just need 7 more until I hit number 40, but then I need 2 more until I hit 35. And I just found out that our family was gonna be doing Hagrid's at 8:15 instead of 8 o'clock. So I should probably try and get another ride on this if I can.
What's good, you too?
And then I'll be able to get over to Hagrid from there. Got up to 34 rides on Incredible Hulk. And now my family wants me to go ride Hagrid with them now because we're meeting up at 8:15. And it's about 8 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna head over there and wait from there. I could theoretically do another Hulk ride, but then I'd probably miss the meeting time and I could get in trouble for that, so I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna head over to Hagrid and ride that and then get back to Hulk immediately because I feel like I might be cutting it close. So hopefully I'm on or off of Hagrid's by 8:30, but this is gonna be close. So let's see if I make it. Forgot to mention that the soundtrack on my most recent ride on Hulk was really screwed up. Like, it was glitching up even more than the other times we've been glitching, which is not cool. But if anything, it adds to the insanity that is Incredible Hulk coaster. So now I'm gonna make it over to Hagrid's fast and then get back to Hulk before it's too late. Currently, I'm inside of Jurassic Park, and then the Wizarding World of Harry Potter is right up ahead of us. So once I get out of Jurassic Park, I'll be over somewhere near Hagrid. Wish I could ride Velocicoaster again, but I'm on a bit of a time crunch, so I'll have to skip it. At least I got 3 rides on it today, so I'm okay with that. I need to get up to Hagrid, ride that, and then get 6 more laps on Hulk to reach 40, because assuming the ride does not go down for us tonight, I have 35 locked in the bag, and then I'll just need to get a few more time at 40, so there's no time to waste. That was definitely weaker than my previous ride on Hagrid.
A 90-day.
For one, I unfortunately got stuck in the middle of the train. I believe it was row 4, and there's like, I think 7 rows, so that wasn't good. And the drop track felt like Revolting this time, and I hated that. So that was definitely a bit of a weak round for me on this ride. So now I'm gonna get over to Hulk fast. Time to start the tough grinding. We don't have much time, we've got about an hour, so we gotta hurry. Quick updates, I'm at 36. Gotta keep going. Just finished the night off with Hulk, and I was 1 short of 40. So close to getting it. Now, like, there was a group of 3 getting on the front row, and if I was able to join that group, I would have gotten it. But dang it, that is frustrating. Oh man, that hurts. So barely missed it by a few minutes. Despite the disappointing ending, today was absolutely amazing. My final ride count was 15 on Hulk, 3 on Velocicoaster, 2 on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, and 1 on Cat in the Hat, as well as Hagrid's. I will review my total ride count for Universal because I don't remember all I rode and what amount of times for the most part. So I'll review that and I'll share that. For my final ride count over all 5 days, I managed 39 on Incredible Hulk, 11 on Velocicoaster, 10 on Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit, 2 on Hagrid and Men in Black, and 1 on Cat in the Hat, Flight of the Hippogriff, Escape from Gringotts, and Woody Woodpecker's Night House Coaster. It was overall a great experience being at Universal for my first time, and there were so many awesome highlights. The Zen rides I got on Hulk and Velocicoaster, getting to be a part of a promo shoot for Velocicoaster, that was pretty cool. Riding Rip Ride Rockit with John and hearing all the awesome songs and stuff. And it was just overall a great experience. And also getting front row bike seat on Hagrid was nice as well. My biggest disappointment, missing Hulk by 1 ride. I mean, it's such a buzzkill note. I was so close to getting 40. But by the time I went back for the 40th day, I closed the line off, so I didn't get it. But it was still cool to at least finally hear this coaster's on-ride soundtrack in person. So, if you haven't already subscribed yet, be sure to do so before clicking off this video and stay tuned for more content coming from the Southeast trip. Even though we have Carowinds and Universal's already done, we still got Busch Gardens Tampa left, so you guys will get to hear my first thoughts on Iron Gwazi. So stay tuned for that vlog, and until then, I'll see you all later.